Today, I want to share a story with you. It's a simple story about a little girl named Lily and her brother, Tom. It's a story that reminds us where true happiness really comes from. Lily was about to turn 6, and for her, birthdays were the most magical days of the year. She imagined a party with a mountain of presents, a cake as tall as a tower, and balloons that could lift her right up to the clouds. Her older brother, Tom, who was a wise 8-year-old, listened to her dreams with a smile. He knew their family didn't have much money, but he had a plan. A plan not of grand decorations, but of grand love. The week before her birthday, Lily's excitement was a little bubble floating around the house. Tom, will we have shiny streamers and a bouncy castle and a piñata full of candy? Tom would just ruffle her hair and say, "It's going to be the best birthday ever, Lily. I promise." He started his secret mission. Every day after school, he disappeared into the garage with a determined look on his face. He found old cardboard boxers, forgotten rolls of colored paper, and a half-used set of paints. To anyone else, it was just junk. To Tom, it was the raw material for magic. He spent hours cutting, gluing, and painting. He transformed a big refrigerator box into a magnificent castle, complete with a drawbridge made from string and a piece of wood. He painted turrets and windows, and even drew little guards standing watch. He found an old sheet and, with a bit of help from their mom, sewed a simple, beautiful cape. He painted a cardboard sword silver and fashioned a crown from yellow paper, decorating it with shiny foil from a chocolate wrapper. Meanwhile, their parents were on their own secret mission. Their mom, a baker at heart, decided to make the most amazing cake from scratch. She didn't have fancy ingredients, but she had flour, sugar, and a lot of love. She spent an evening mixing and baking, filling the small house with the warm, sweet smell of vanilla. Their dad found a collection of old family photos. He carefully arranged them on the living room wall, creating a timeline of memories. Lily's first step, Tom's first bike ride, family vacations at the beach. It was a gallery of happiness. The morning of Lily's birthday arrived. She woke up, her heart thumping with anticipation. She ran into the living room, ready for the explosion of color and balloons she dreamed of. But the room looked normal. There were no streamers, no giant banners, just the familiar comfy sofa and the family photo wall. For a second, a tiny cloud of disappointment shadowed her face. Just then, Tom burst in, wearing a homemade night costume and holding the silver cardboard sword. "Princess Lily!" he announced in a booming voice. "Your kingdom awaits." He led her to the backyard, and there it was. Not a bouncy castle, but something even better. The magnificent cardboard castle he had built. It wasn't perfect. The paint was a bit streaky, and the drawbridge was wobbly. But to Lily, it was the grandest castle she had ever seen. Their dad emerged, wearing a funny hat made from a newspaper. "Your Royal Highness," he said with a bow, "the royal feast is prepared." On the picnic blanket was not a 3-tiered cake, but a simple, homemade one, lovingly frosted and decorated with fresh berries from their tiny garden. Next to it were sandwiches cut into star shapes and a pitcher of lemonade. Their mom came out, holding the cape Tom had made. She draped it over Lily's shoulders. "For our beautiful birthday, princess," she said, her voice full of warmth. Lily twirled around, the simple cape flowing behind her. She felt like a real princess. Her friends from the neighborhood started to arrive. They didn't see the lack of expensive decorations. They saw a castle and their eyes lit up. They saw a crown and a sword, and immediately a grand adventure began. Tom was the brave knight, defending the castle from imaginary dragons. Lily was the wise princess, ruling her kingdom with kindness and laughter. Their friends became loyal subjects, fellow knights, and even a friendly dragon or two. They played 4 hours. They stormed the castle, had sword fights with rolled-up newspapers, and held a royal court on the grass. The laughter was louder than any party music. The smiles were brighter than any shiny decorations. When it was time for cake, they all gathered around the blanket. As her family and friends sang happy birthday, Lily looked at their smiling faces. She saw her brother, the best night in the world. She saw her mom and dad, the kindest king and queen. She saw her friends, her loyal and joyful court. Her heart felt so full it could burst. Later that evening, as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Lily sat with Tom on the porch steps. She was still wearing her paper crown. "Tom!" she said softly. "This was the best birthday ever." Tom smiled. "I told you it would be." "It wasn't like I imagined," Lily continued, looking at the cardboard castle, now slightly battered from the day's adventures. "It was better! We didn't have a bouncy castle, but we had a real castle. We didn't have a giant cake, but ours was the yummiest. We didn't have a lot of stuff, but we had us." And that's the heart of the story. Happiness isn't something you can buy in a store. It isn't measured in the number of balloons or the size of the presents. True, lasting joy is built. It's built with time, with care, with imagination. It's built from the love we share with the people around us. A cardboard castle built with a brother's love is grander than any mansion. A simple cake, baked with a mother's care, is sweeter than any fancy dessert. A wall of photos hung by a father is more precious than any work of art. So, the next time you think you need a lot of things to be happy, remember Lily's birthday? Remember that the best decorations are smiles. The best music is laughter. And the greatest gift of all is the love of family and friends. That's a treasure that never fades. Thanks so much for watching and sharing this little story with me today. If it brought a smile to your face, consider liking this video and subscribing for more stories that warm the heart. See you next time.